Yo, welcome back. So, this is one of the varieties of topics, content will be bringing to you from now on, and I don't. It's new to you also, but what I intend to do here is I'm going to ask you a question now, which I
Okay.
expect to lead us to some more interesting conversation. So,
Okay.
if anyone asks you now, like, what is the official language of the US? What will be the answer?
Okay, because I know for a fact that
Yeah,
the US has no official language.
exactly. That's what I'm driving at. So it was interesting when I had a conversation with someone and they were telling someone to go learn English because that's what we speak here. You have to learn it and not. So I was surprised, like, no, we don't. And these are Americans, and they argued with me until I showed it to them, like, the US has no official language. So it was
Yeah.
shocking. So I thought about, let's talk about some interesting facts about the US that a lot of people probably don't know.
Um,
And one
okay.
of them is they have no official language, as you
Yeah.
mentioned.
And I had that experience too, right?
Yeah.
Um, when I came, I didn't know that was the case, right? And when I was ordering DoorDash, food delivery or Uber, there's so many people speaking, either
And Spanish.
yeah, Spanish or Indian or Chinese. And man, I'll be like, "Oh, come on. I'll be thinking, if you're going to do this job, at least you need to learn. So when
Mm.
I learned, I was like, oh, my bad. I guess we all just have to, I have to bring out my translator or whatever, or learn whatever language you're speaking, you know. And I saw it like, I remember that and someone can fact check me on this. I don't know which exam, but like I had a citizenship exam or the DMV test in like Maryland. There's a version in Yoruba
Really?
because they found like in that neighborhood there were so many Yoruba speaking people
I just
in
had to
that area,
localize.
and they had to provide the exam in Yoruba. So
Yeah.
yeah, diversity,
Yeah,
inclusion.
that's awesome, really.
Mhm.
So this video is going to be about the five interesting things about the United States that are fascinating, that might even shock a lot of US citizens. And the first one is the US has no official language, like
Yep.
you rightly said. But yeah, like you said, some states have designated official languages, and most of the time they are English. But at the federal level, the United States as a country has no official
No,
language.
so what most of them just think about is like, what does my demographics look like? So
Yeah,
let me give you a classical example. When I was in Missouri in St. Louis, and you go to like the Walmart, all the signs, everything you go
yeah,
around
you see
is
them in
English.
different language. Yeah, in
It's
English,
English.
Missouri, right?
Come to California and look around,
Spanish.
English and Spanish. Do you understand? So
Yeah,
on just understanding, like, and when I go to like the post office, there's always someone that speaks English. There's always someone that speaks Spanish, and there's always someone that kind of speak Asian. Right there. So it's like, so whatever you bring, there's someone that can attend to you. So it just depends on what they sit there. It's like if it's like, let's say, 5% whatever language, no, they might not bother. Just like in Missouri, it's basically white and black, like black Americans that dominate. So
yeah. I mean, I went to there's a Chinese, not Chinese, Asian grocery store in Seattle that I go to. Close to the Asian store, there are street signs in, I don't know whether it's Chinese, whether it's Japanese, I don't know, but language. So
so
there are
yeah,
street signs in that
the
language.
US is intentionally diverse. So
Yeah,
and they make sure to allow everybody to be included. So which
yeah,
is good.
yeah. So that's one.
Number
Number
two,
two, I'll just, I'm not asking you as a question, but I'm just going to put it out there. Like, this was surprising to me when I saw that the US has over 11 time zones, which is kind of,
11 time zones.
yeah, it's, I mean,
Okay,
it's,
I didn't know that one.
there's a layer and there's a layer of
And I
information.
think the layer is going to be like the distance between California and Hawaii, right?
Now, there are also some territories controlled by the US, right?
Oh, okay.
That are included here.
Because I'm like,
Yeah,
because
places like Guam,
technically,
Virgin Islands, American
technically there
Samoa.
are five time zones, if I'm
I think
right.
about four. I think four: Eastern,
So
Central, Mountain, and Pacific. That's what it said
no,
in.
then the Hawaii one is different.
No, no, talking about the continental, like the
So
central
so so I feel like Hawaii is literally a state. I
state. Yeah,
cannot.
it should be included. Yeah,
Yeah, so I have to count Hawaii. So
yeah,
it's literally a state. It's not an island. It's not a, what do we normally call it? It's not a controlled
yeah. Not
island.
like
It's an
just
actual state.
yeah,
For the US. So I have to
yeah.
count that. That's right, five. Okay,
Yeah, so that's fascinating
11.
to me. And
Interesting.
the third one is that the US has the world's largest military cemetery. The Arlington National Cemetery, located in Virginia, spans
I've been
650
there.
acres and contains the graves of more than 400,000 service members,
Yeah.
their families, and
Yeah.
members of national.
I
That's huge.
Yeah, I've been there, but I could not quantify the number the way you just. I would have
Four,
imagined that was, and of course, definitely, you can go to Arlington and be able to see everything. So
yeah,
like,
of course.
so you're driving from, so it's in Virginia, so
Yeah,
they call it DMV,
yeah, I know the
DMV
DMV area. Yeah.
in DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Maryland, Virginia.
So I
Yeah,
was in DC, we're going to Maryland. So there's a wall of the Arlington that you will drive and you just keep driving. Then they normally do the bringing down of the American flag
the flag.
every day. So some of my people went to watch just to see that. So you see the cemetery, you're like, okay,
I mean, I
I've
saw
never,
the signs everywhere. I've been when
never
I
seen
drove
anything
to.
like this before.
Yeah, when I drove to. I mean, I saw the signs everywhere, but I just never imagined that it was going to be this
Yeah,
huge.
400,000.
Tried to visit, and I've been to Virginia like many times, like from North Carolina to Virginia. I
That's
drove to DC, drove to Atlanta, so we like always passing through Virginia, but never tried to stop.
right. An
But
interesting.
that's massive. That's a lot of
Yeah, that's a lot of
humans,
that.
right?
That's a lot
Yeah,
of that.
that's interesting. So this was also very fascinating to me that there's a small, and it's still fascinating. Let me put it that way. There's a small town in Washington State that's completely enclosed by Canada. So you can't get into that town through the United States. You have
Yeah,
to
I'm
go
not surprised.
through Canada. It's
I'm
called
not.
Point Roberts, Washington. It's
Yeah.
physically cut off from the US mainland and is accessible by land only through Canada. You need to
But,
drive through British Columbia to reach
but
to reach
how?
east of Washington.
I don't get it. You get like,
So why is that then not just part
you
of
understand
Canada?
what I'm saying? That should
We
be
just
part of
say
it.
no, we want to be part of the
There has to
United
be a
States.
reason. Maybe we would do some research. There has to be a reason
Yeah,
why
okay.
why the
Let me
US
do some search on that. Why is Point Robert not a part of Canada? Okay,
has
why
to
is
be.
Point Roberts? I already saw why is Point Roberts in the US? Here's the border between the US and Britain agreed to extend the 49th parallel as the border in 1846, but they didn't realize it would cut off Point Roberts from the rest of Canada. That's
I don't
part
know
of,
what.
but not physically
What's the
connected.
next one?
Like I just don't understand what that means.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what. I mean, if it's in Canada, if all the land around it is kind of, well, there might be an argument that there's Alaska, right?
I mean, but
That is,
that's a bit different, right?
but it's not still
It's not
accessible.
enclosed within, right?
I
It's
get,
not
but it's
enclosed within Canada.
But it's still accessible. I'm not sure
You
there's
have
any
to
other
go to the water,
country
right?
that has that.
No, I don't think so. Well, Alaska used to be owned by Russia, so the
Russia,
United
yeah,
States
yeah.
has it. So
So
I mean, still
do you know the distance between Russia and the US?
oh yeah, I think I've seen that somewhere before. There's this. I think there are two islands. They call Diomede Island or something that are very close to. Like during the winter, they said the water in between those two islands freezes up, and you can literally walk over them like
What?
from the United States.
Just 2 miles.
Yeah, just 2 miles. Yeah,
Yeah, which is interesting. That was an interesting one.
that's cool. I mean, it's like the situation of Lesotho also. Lesotho is completely enclosed within South Africa, so
Yeah.
they are landlocked.
No, so let's get what I'm saying, right?
Hmm.
I don't have a problem if a country is enclosed within
Within
another
Canada.
country. You
Yeah.
get the problem is that the country is here
And
and it
one
has
of
a
that
small
cities,
region
one of
in
that town.
this. You know what I'm saying? Like one of your town is now here. Like it's
Yeah,
so that means that at the four cardinal point of that small town, they would have custom borders, right?
exactly. Yeah,
So,
that's what it means, right?
because
So, and
because
and I wonder what the day to day life will look like for the people living there. Do they have to go around with their passport every time to
and
show?
can I fly to there from here? Like can I
Sadly,
fly to there from
probably
any
don't have their own airports. They probably be
because
through the
like so
yeah,
so how do I get there if I'm an American, if I'm a
you
resident of
drive.
America?
You probably
So
drive
but that's the point. Like I don't want to go to Canada. I don't want to do anything immigration. I don't want to carry, I just want to go with my driver's license,
I
which
don't think they have too many options. Like, I mean, I don't know what
yeah,
it looks
that's what I'm
like.
saying, right? Like, I can travel to Alaska without any of that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so but I can't go to Point of what? What do you call it?
Point Roberts.
Point Roberts without my passport and
Yeah. I mean, maybe the
resume.
rules are different, a little bit different for them. So if anyone knows about this
Yeah,
town,
I
like
would love to know.
a lot of information,
Like,
I
are
would
there
love
people there? Well, what did
living
they
there.
do? Is there a reason? Because if there's no reason, if
Why can't I
just
just move to
bring them,
Canada,
yeah, bring them over
live
the border or let them
in the
out
US?
of Canada. Okay.
Yeah. So the last one, not the least, I mean, this is just funny to me is that South Dakota stands out as the state with the highest ratio of cattle to people. Human population of 887K, but it has a whopping 3.5 million cattle,
Yeah, I
making
can
the
see that.
ratio an astonishing 4 cattle per person
I
in
can see
South
that.
Dakota.
I can
That's
see that.
that's interesting. But why? Is there where all beef
No, it
come
just means that
from?
Dakota has massive farms supplying beef
That's,
across the country. That's just
that's
what it means,
huge.
right?
So not even
Like,
up to a million people, right? Living
yeah,
in
it's not a million people. But that's what I'm saying. Like the
South Dakota,
farming in the Western world, in the US, whatever, is always very large scale.
not a
So
massive scale.
if majority of the cattle, the beef farmers are in South Dakota, you can expect to have all these large farms, right? So
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
So,
so yeah.
yeah,
There'll be a for bed somewhere, like poultry somewhere.
yeah.
I might be like 10-1, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
you know.
Poetry should be maybe every state. Who knows?
So well,
Because
I need to, yeah, based on my background, I've not been to any poultry farm in the US. I've not even seen any.
yeah,
So I don't know what it looks like, but I would love to know.
yeah. So those are some of the
That's an interesting fact.
top interesting facts. But I just pick those facts because they are interesting to me and
Yeah.
fascinating to me. And I'm calling this episode Five Fascinating Facts About the USA That Will Shock Even the US Citizens. So let's see who's learning about these facts for the first time and
Yeah.
who already knows about some of these.
Yeah.
Until the
Yeah.
next time, we'll see you in another video. Yeah, definitely. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye guys.